Alright, let's get started here. We have to look at, well, I don't know where to start. Okay, so Ilus did come out with its 10Q. The stock, what I'm watching for is it going to hold 002s? That's the biggest question. I don't care if the company doesn't communicate. I'm fine with them communicating every quarter. That's fine. Again, I've said this before. As traders, we can adapt. So it doesn't matter what the strategy is. We can adapt. The biggest problem for me with Ilus has always been that it just can't hold the bottom. So I'm wondering, the question here is it going to hold 002s? Is it going to hold here? Is this going to be the bottom? This is twice we've touched and buyers step in. So I'm wondering if this is going to be the bottom. We'll have to wait and see if this is the bottom, just kind of like AITX here has a very clear bottom. The lowest it's come down to is 0019 at the bid, and I think 002 at the ask. And it had a recent pump, and it's had many pumps. So that's what we're looking for here. Whether Ilus is, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I still believe it's going to hit the 0009s. So, but if it can hold 002s, just from people getting excited, being like, oh my God, it's actually doing a thing, that would be great. I'd be more than happy to buy in. Let's see. Let's look at, where's H200? Did that move? No. That didn't move. QIND. What's happening with QIND? Hey, up 16%. What about Saml? I was saying Saml might be a good play there. And look at that. As I was saying, don't be surprised if Saml like gets to, like, this can move. Don't be surprised if it can. Yeah, it can move like 100%. So it's already up, what, 10%? So yeah. As I was saying, Saml, not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Let's see what's going on with Saml. There's a lot. The thing with all these parent companies and subsidiaries is that when one drops an announcement, everyone else drops their announcement. So it's kind of like, I have to go through so much. Probably the biggest thing here is I don't really care about the revenues. I want to know what's going to happen next for this stock. Yeah, this stock. Because this one's been pretty dead. Let's see if they communicate anything in terms of what's next for this one, because that's really the most important thing, is what's next. I wonder if they're going to come out with a shareholder letter. I know Sybil came out with their 10Q and then a shareholder letter the next day. That's what I'm wondering. I don't see anything with regards to, let's see, maybe right here. New business direction. No, nothing is going on yet. They just talk about acquiring companies, which that's nothing new. Planned developments. In the final quarter of 2024, the company will allocate resources to its operating subsidiaries in a continued effort to increase efficiency, drive sales, and positively impact its financial results. So those are your planned developments. In the final, it doesn't say that we're going to uplist in the final quarter. So I'm assuming 2025, because they have to change the name to ERT or whatever. So there you go. There's your Saml. Saml, like I was saying yesterday, I might buy some just because it seems like it's the bottom down here at 0067s, and we'll see. I'll wait and see how this is going to move. I'll wait. God, this does look like it has a bottom down here. It's touched it 3 times and bounced every single time, which is exactly what I'm looking for. As I was saying, that's exactly what I'm looking for on Ilus. I'm looking for, is this going to hold the 3rd time, or is it just going to break down to triple zeros? That is the big question. I don't have to ask that question with AITX. It's touched it so many times, it always bounces. That's what we're looking for. And I'll be back into that one. Okay, something I wanted to go over is, yeah, there we go. The Ilus 10Q did come out, and I just want you to take note that Ilus 10Q, I pulled, this Q right here, this is the Sybil 10Q that came out recently, and I just want you to take note that Sybil has subsidiaries, and they talk about each and every subsidiary and what's next for that subsidiary. See, this is the Unmanned Aircraft Solutions Business Unit, and then underneath, they talk about significant business developments, and they do that for each and every subsidiary. DMC, That's our military communications, significant developments, global. They list them out and then talk about exactly like, hey, this is what's going on next. I don't understand why Ilus doesn't do that. Like, you have so many subsidiaries. Why not just have a little section where they go over like, hey, this is what's going on. Here's the next gen drone or whatever. Because that's what Sybil did. They're like, hey, we got a next gen drone. So what's the next gen technology that they're working on over there on the Ilus subsidiaries that they have? Like, this is stuff that they should communicate, in my opinion, at least in the queues. I understand that they don't want to please traders or whatever. It doesn't matter. If this thing holds that bottom, I'm going to make the adaptation. Because they're showing me already what their game plan is. If you're only going to communicate on queues, that's fine. But at least on queues, why don't you talk about like, hey, here's what's going on, here's what's going to happen next, and just list out each subsidiary and go over like what's been happening and what's going on with your technology. Is it improving, etc., etc. I think that would be nice. If you're not going to communicate consistently, at least every quarter, let us know. Companies do that. That's normal. You know, NVIDIA always tells us, hey, here's what's next. The Blackwell chips. Palantir. Like, there's so many companies that do this, and these people pretend like, oh, no, big companies don't do any of that. They're absolutely lying. Anyways, assets. I don't really care about assets to liabilities. I'm not going to look at that because I trust them. I trust them on the assets to liabilities. It's not AITX, so I don't have to worry about assets to liabilities or anything like that. Revenue did increase, and I think their expenses, general and administrative, did that go down? Yeah, it went down about a third from 3.9 to 2.6, so they cut down cost when it comes to general and administrative, it seems. And they made more money while cutting down costs. That's fine by me. Although their cost of revenues did go up by 600K, no big deal. So nothing here, look, I'm looking at the numbers and nothing here like makes me worried or concerned. Let's see what their game plan is. One thing I've noticed as I was scrolling through is a lot of this stuff is going to be copy and paste. Let me see. You'll see what I mean as we come down. I'm looking for the section that talks about what is next. What are the planned developments? Because that's kind of what they do. They don't list out every single subsidiary and go into detail like, hey, this is what happened this quarter, and here's what's next. They don't do that. Ooh, yeah, legal proceedings. There's a whole bunch of them. We'll go over that in a bit. I just want to touch on the planned developments. So, planned developments. Here we go. So this is the important section to look at. What's next? What's planned? Ilus continues to streamline its operations and align its core competencies with evolving market demands. So this is a whole nothing. This is just fluff. Shades continues to streamline his YouTube channel and align its core competencies with the evolving YouTube demands. Like that doesn't mean anything. The company is taking strategic steps to expand its portfolio. We already know this. Acquire additional companies. We already know this. This is old news here. Just copy and paste. To support its expansion, the company plans to hire. Okay, we already know that. They're going to hire more people. Blah blah blah. We intend to complete the reverse mergers of Saml and QND in the second half of 2024, so they better complete the Saml uplist, either this month or next month. Although we just saw the Saml 10Q, and we noticed that they didn't mention anything about uplisting this year, so we'll see what happens with that. And we're still waiting for that dividend in the form of Saml shares to Ilus shareholders, so there's still a lot to look forward to. It's just going to take a long time it's really the takeaway from this. I don't think there's anything else important. The litigations, the legal proceedings. That's another thing we have to look at. They have a whole bunch of them. Are these new? Because I'm pretty sure I don't recall them having that many. That many proceedings. Look at this. From time to time, we may become party to various lawsuits. Okay, we have been named as defendant in an action commenced by a former CEO. Therefore, they are entitled to damage. They have agreed to resolve all claims existing between themselves. Ilus shall convert the remainder of the note to 50 million shares of Ilus, which will be issued to Elmore, which of course would be bad, because I highly doubt Elmore is going to hold the bag. I highly doubt he's going to hold it. He's probably just going to dump it, so that would mean that the share price would tank. Because that's 15 million shares, which is not a lot, really, at this point. Yeah, not at double zeros at least. But still, we would expect Elmore to dump those. Yeah, that's not gonna be fun. 2, pay our cost to be paid to Elmo the total of $75,000 in 5 equal installments. So we'll see what happens with that. But that you give me my 50 million shares and I'm dumping it, because I'm just a guy who doesn't care about the company. I just want my money. So here's another one. We are named as defendant in an action commenced by Steve Nicole, who claims that he loaned $12,000. Oh boy. He further claimed that he elected to convert the note, and Ilus failed to convert the note into shares of Ilus common stock. So if this guy also gets shares, that's more dumping that's going to happen. He has alleged breach of contract. Oh wow, really? To require the company to issue 75,000 shares of common stock in Ilus. The company received final judgment in favor of the plan. Oh. Okay, so either way, that's settled. Ilus, can hold that bag. We have been named as a defendant. Sheesh, how many of these do they have? I'm reading through it, and the company is currently trying to conclude a settlement agreement. The hearing date was extended until after the deposition is now planned for December 13, 2024. So I guess we won't find out what happens with that one. They have been named as a defendant in an action commenced by George Joe Chudina. That's a horrible name. The plaintiff is awarded damages in the amount of $231,000 and legal fees of $13,000. And Ilus will be appealing. That's a lot. I really don't think did they have this many back then? I don't recall. Probably. I just never bothered to look. I don't think those are a big deal. It just if those shares do get issued to those people, I would expect them to dump it. They're probably not going to be like, "Oh, Ilus, I'm going to hold this idiot garbage stock." They're not from the Ilus Discord. They're people who they're suing for a reason, and they're not suing to have shares to hold a bag on. Let me put it that way. So that's just something to keep in mind for the future. Other than that, I'm going to wait and see if it holds 002s. If it doesn't hold on this third touch, 001, and we'll probably get a bounce there, which I had mentioned last time. I'm like, if the bid and ask is 0009, 001, expect this to bounce because people are going to jump in. So those are the plays. If it holds, we buy. If it doesn't, we buy when it goes to 001, 0009 bid and ask is what I would expect. We could get and it's not going to take much movement for it to get you like a nice 500% or 400% from that low of a share price. It's going to be a huge opportunity that I will not turn down if it does come down that low, because the risk to reward is too good, in my opinion. Alright guys, I think that's it for the video. As always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. A bit of a long one, a lot of cues to look over, a lot to go over, a lot to talk about. I feel good. Like, I like that they're communicating again. We know they're not going to communicate until next Q. I look forward to their shareholder meeting. That's something I need to talk about. Oh man, I'm so sorry guys. This is longer than I expected. But the last time we had the last time we had a shareholder meeting, where was it? Was it here? I don't even remember where the shareholder... Okay, yeah, here was the shareholder meeting. No, that's not it. Here's the big pump, and we made quite a bit of money here. Where's that shareholder meeting? We had a shareholder meeting. Yeah, we moved in anticipation, I believe, and then we just dropped like a hop. No, that's not it. It's been such a long time, I don't even remember anymore where the shareholder meeting happened. Here it is. Yeah, this is it. So the shareholder meeting 2023, that's the last one we had because we didn't have one this year. We moved in anticipation of that shareholder meeting from a low of 0.069 to 0.086, so probably a nice 20% plus. I wouldn't be surprised if this stock moves a little bit once they announce the date for that shareholder meeting, because people will buy in anticipation and then dump it the day of. You can see that very clearly. So that's happened multiple times now, aka 2 other times, because they've only had 2 shareholder meetings. They skipped down on this one this year. So there's an opportunity to make money there. There's going to be opportunity if this comes out of 0009 and 0009. Yeah, 0009 and 001. All right, guys. That's it now. I'm just telling you what the plays are. You'll know. You'll find out if I make a play depending on what happens. I'll see you guys in the next one.